We're all gonna die! It's Ragnarok, and this big serpent of endless monster creatures are coming for us to kill us. All we can do in this game, well, is try to defeat the endless and get the most glory. But you won't defeat them because they're endless. And also, guess what? You can mess around with other Vikings. Take that, Viking. Take that. Hey, let's take a look at this. Okay, welcome to Endless Pass, a Viking Saga by WizKids. And here's your basic, almost everything you need in the game right here. You have an action deck and an Endless Pass deck. These cards will provide actions to help you do things to defeat the bad guys or to maybe attack your other Viking players. This will also grant you rewards, but mainly just keep fighting these baddies that are consistent. But I'll show you those decks in a second. So the next thing you're going to do is this thing right here is you're going to choose a Viking board. Now the Viking boards have two sides to them. One side just says Endless Pass, and the other sides give you powers. So they all have different little powers here. I'll just kind of pan them up. If you guys wanted to pause and look at those or read them, you can. And they all got different pictures and names. But the only other thing for abilities is that you have a speed, how fast your Viking goes through the pass, and these are action cards. The amount of, at the end of your turn, how many cards you could replenish up to with the action cards here. So you're going to get 10 life, and they have a little heart token to put on that thing. And then you'll get also glory token, which won't start on the board. And then as you kill endless or other things that you can do in the game, you can move up on the glory track. And basically the goal of the game is to be the first one to 10 glory or be the last Viking standing, pretty much. Okay, so let me just go ahead and show you real quick what are in these two decks. Okay, first of all, let's look at the action deck. So in the action deck, you're going to have basically only these cards in front of you. Okay, sorry about that. I didn't straighten up my camera too good. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what each one of these things do. Okay, so basically you have a sword, which is this card is actually called Attack. Believe it or not, I know, crazy, right? This allows you to defeat one endless, which will be a bad guy in the other deck that looks like this, okay? You can also use that to counter attack or to attack a Viking on a Viking phase. There's two phases. There's basically like you're walking the pass, and then you can try to mess around with other Vikings if you want. These two cards are Evade and Defend, and they basically avoid a damage from an endless. This also has a secondary ability where you can bounce a Greek Fire, a treasure that you get in the other deck, here back to another player if you want. But either way, those are basically evasion cards. That's an attack card. This changes your speed. And the speed of the Viking on your cards, if you play this out in front of you during the Viking phase or whatever, it'll improve it by 1, or you could play it this way to lower it. So you may not want to walk as many. And these are cumulative until they get knocked away from you at the end of your turn. If you take damage, you will also lose these speed cards. Okay, so that's your speed to change the amount of cards that you walk to the pass. This is basically messing with other players. This is the still. I'm going to reach into your backpack and take one of your better cards from the endless deck there. So because these are, the treasures are still found in there as well as many endless are in there. Okay, and this is hide. If you take this action at the beginning of your turn, of each Viking's turn, you'll say, hey, you can either walk the pass, which means you're going to try to go through this deck and face bad guys to try to gain glory, or you might say, man, there's a lot of creatures out here, I don't want to deal with them, so you can just hide. Now hide just lets you basically end your turn, and you do not get to replenish up to actions max in your hand. So it's just basically like passing the buck if you keep that card. Okay, so those are basically all the cards in the action deck. And now I'm going to show you the few cards that are in the endless deck, which are right here. Okay, so let's get it a little straighter. Okay. So you have your endless, and these both do 1 damage. This is a special one. Now, they say you can add these in. You should always add these in. All it does is they have special abilities that add to it. So basically, this one not only damages your health, but it will also take a victory rune away from you here. So if you're on 5, boom, you'll slide down here, so you'll lose from 9 to 8 health and 5 to 4, depending on where you're at. Okay, so, and that's the regular endless, which just does regular health damage. This is a rune, and you can actually use runes to cash in for glory. Basically, if you have 3 runes, you can gain 1 glory, or you can gain 1 health. If you have 5 runes, you can cash them in for 2 glory, or regain 2 health. This is a hammer. This basically squashes 2 endless. Okay, it doesn't matter what kind they are, unless they have some of these have immunities. They'll say you can't be killed by hammer or regular attack or Greek fire or whatever. Okay, but you can't use this to attack another Viking. But that's basically called a storm hammer, and this is your Greek fire. And basically this will take out 2 endless, but you will also take a damage if you do that. If you cast that Greek fire from your hand, you will lose 2 health, and you will lose 1 health, but you can kill up to 2 endless if you wish to. So, but you can also throw this at other players. During the Viking phase, the second phase, you can toss it to, when you attack out of the deck, like let's say you make it to the second phase, you can use this card to attack a person to your right or to your left. If they happen to play another one of these, it'll counterattack. That's basically they can only evade, block, or counterattack. On this here, they have to evade or block. And if they throw the shield up, this will bounce back at you. If they evade it, it just ends, and then you can try to start a new attack if you want. But that's basically all that does. But you don't take the damage by attacking the Vikings. But this also, you can only attack to the right or left, but this allows you to attack someone who's further away because it's like a ranged weapon. So that's basically how that works. So at the beginning, you're going to walk the pass. Every player will get 3 action cards in their hand, and you will flip cards over. You know, unless you play a hide card, you can go, I will walk the pass. And let's say your character's speed is 3, so you'll flip over 3 cards. Well, this is pretty good here. Well, this one says this cannot be killed with the attack card, which is the sword. Let me look at my cards in my hand. I don't have a sword card. I could just hide and skip my turn. But I could also evade and block. So I can go block that one. He doesn't damage me. And I'll run from that one. Oh, the first thing you do, is collect any goodies. So that will come to your hand. And so what happens is any that you do not block or kill or evade, you will take that damage and health for each endless. And also now at the end of your turn, anything that was not killed will slide to your next opponent, the next person in line, and then they will choose to walk the pass by adding more cards to it. And so that's the basic simple of the game. So that's the walk the pass and fighting the guys first. And the second half, you can say, oh, you can take other actions like you can, play your speed card to ramp up your speed, or you can try to steal with your backpack or other people. But you can also mess with other Vikings. That's when, so like you walk the pass to fight the endless and find goodies, or you can try to fight another Viking player. And if you do that, you can play an attack, or you can't use the storm hammer, but you can use Greek fire. So but when you do that, when you challenge another Viking, you challenge them to the victor of the battle doesn't really take damage. You just it'll say, I will challenge you for 1 health or 1 glory. And depending on who wins that challenge in that particular battle, will win that glory and or health. And you can do as multiple challenges as you see fit, or can provide with your limited hand amount. And that's pretty much the long and short of it. If everybody dies but you win. And if you get 10 glory, victory points, whatever you want to call it here, you win the game. Okay, so this is Endless Pass, the Viking Saga game. I don't know. This game, it's more like a party game to me. I mean, it's fine. But honestly, I can't give it better than a 5. I just don't see where, I guess you could play any game in a group to have fun, but I don't like that it's selling this game as a Viking game. Yeah, the thematics, I mean, they try to put in Stormhammer, ruins, swords, Greek fire, glory. I mean, all the terminology and stuff is there, but you could have put anything on this theme. The artwork is average to below average. I mean, it's okay. It's a little stark. I mean, I can't draw this good, obviously, but, when you're so used to different quality of games, I don't know, the cards themselves are okay. The boards are okay, but, this game basically plays like a take that party game, and I didn't think health was a big deal in trying to win. So I don't know. I just don't feel like I can give this better than a 5. I mean, I'm almost leaning towards like a 4.5 now. So I don't know. I mean, you'd have to play the game for yourself to see if you like it, but I just didn't care for it. So I'm not giving this one. I'm not giving a pass on the endless pass for me. So it's a no pass. All right. Thank you so much for watching the Dice Matrix. Leave comments below. Tell me where I'm wrong, and if you agree with me and you think it's just average, then give me a thumbs up or whatever. But until next time, my friends, thank you for watching and keep the dice rolling.